All right, enough news. We're going to get into the comedy portion of stuff. Today has been a good day. The reason I actually recorded this episode is because I had to jump on the mic. I had to do this because I woke up to the news story of Donnell Rawlings freaking out.
I came up in the hardest rooms in Brooklyn. And you ain't never with them rooms. You just yelling.
That was my Google feed. I'm going into Google and immediately I'm seeing Donnell Rawlings, aka Ashy Larry, calling Corey Holcomb a bitch. Apparently, there was a big altercation at the Laugh Factory just last night. If you guys don't know Corey Holcomb and Donnell Rawlings is a good friend of Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle also takes him around all over the country. He's a fantastic comedian, by the way, too, in his own right. He's been on The Breakfast Club. He has his own career. He's not just some dumb hanger-on. Like, he hangs around Chappelle, but he's not like a slouch. He's nice. Corey Holcomb, if you don't know Corey Holcomb was on Wild 'N Out. He's mostly a stand-up comic. He's a great comic, too. He's one of my favorites. He's somebody who I think kind of like followed in the footsteps of Patrice O'Neal, you know, so he's kind of a bit of a, I guess, red pill guy. You know, as far as the ladies, definitely kicks the back in a bit. You know what I mean? Talks about his baby mama, talks about his daughter a lot. It's rough stuff, but it's very, very funny. It's very poignant to, you know, a lot of the things that are going right now, which I think is why his attention is starting to really surge, you know, with stuff like the Me Too movement and, you know, the new wave of feminism that has come out in the last, like, 10 years. A guy like him has kind of skyrocketed in this sort of comedic Kevin Samuels kind of way. So how all this started was on Corey's 5150 show, a very, very popular YouTube live stream that he does, where he was reacting to Cat Williams.
Mr. Cat Williams has ignited energy into the comedy community that I feel is absolutely necessary. And those who think differently, you entitled to your opinion. But Cat Williams, whether it be all true or not and have some false or whatever, he shook this game up, and I feel like it needed to be shook up.
He also talked about Dave Chappelle as well and Dave Chappelle's response.
It's just nobody has the courage to say nothing because it's Dave Chappelle. But Dave Chappelle be bombing like a motherfucker. Now, I've watched Dave Chappelle's specials. Out of every 5 specials, 2 of them are good.
Talking all different types of shit, saying that Dave Chappelle isn't a very good comedian. He's only good in movies and TV shows, which to me is a wild claim. I think you can definitely say that Dave isn't as funny as he used to be, maybe like 10 years ago, or, you know, when he was doing Chappelle Show. You know, you had Killing Him Softly and For What It's Worth. I mean, those are 2 God tier specials. So I understand that. You can definitely say there's a decline, but I also think it's something to be said about the fact that I don't really think Dave is even trying to be that type of comedian. He has such an audience. He's just trying to give his unfiltered thoughts to the world, regardless of if they are funny or not. He's going for more of a, I'm a modern day philosopher, rather than I am a inappropriate clown here to give you quick bits every 2 seconds. I think he's done with that. So Corey definitely has a point to some of it, but I think a lot of it's bullshit, and I think a lot of it stems through jealousy and just kind of being bitter. And he was talking a lot of this shit for quite a long time, and now this whole thing with Donnell has come to fruition. I think a lot of people need to learn that when you're on the internet talking about people, there still can be repercussions. I mean, you know, especially take it from me, okay? I'm a guy who said one 20-second thing about Andrew Schultz, and then for the last week and a half, I've just had different weird incel guys spamming all my comment sections on my social media, on YouTube, everywhere. So I know, take it from me personally, there are consequences for what you say. That being said, if you're willing to take those consequences, that's fine as well too. And I think Corey is willing to take those consequences. And he did last night against Donnell Rawlings.
And guess what? And guess what? And guess what? You can say what you want to say. You can say what you want to say. You calling me a mild comic is totally off.
So you a strong comic.
I'm a beast. I'm a beast. I'm a beast. That's right.
I will say to Corey, he definitely kept his composure and definitely held the power in the room. And I think something like this is only going to help him. There's a really interesting phenomenon happening in comedy right now. I think for the last decade, we've been going through this kind of cancellation era. Louis C.K., Bill Cosby, all these mainstream large entertainment companies own the rights to a lot of the products owned by comedians, or they had exclusive contracts with these comedians, right? And they could take things away. After the pandemic, a lot of things switched. A lot of comedians went completely independent. Every comedian has their own podcast, their own YouTube channel. We have so many different ways to monetize what we're doing that we have total freedom. And now the controversy that would have got us canceled is now the controversy that keeps people watching. There was a lot of people that got canceled that needed to get canceled. But there are a lot of people that got caught in the crossfire. A perfect example is Shane Gillis, Mr. SNL, who's going to be hosting SNL in just like 6 days from now. He was somebody that got canceled, but because he can monetize himself in so many different ways, the people who felt that his canceling was unjust completely latched onto him and now gave him the numbers for the people that fired him to ask him back on his terms. Right now, you're seeing a lot of people get a lot of clout through a lot of different things. We saw it with Shane Gillis, Corey Holcomb this week, right? 2 weeks ago, we saw it with David Lucas. These things happen, and because we have control of what we're doing now, we can control the narrative. We can keep people guessing. And a lot of these people, dude, I think this is a big thing. And this even, I think, goes to someone like, Jonathan Majors and all these different movies who just get rid of people for hearing any little thing. It's like, a lot of the times the public doesn't really care, dude. Or they care, but not enough to not go watch the fucking movie, right? But these corporations will get rid of anyone at any time for it. And I think right now where comedy is at, you're seeing hardcore proof of the opposite. Whereas if somebody fucks up, you can still have them put out a product, and that product can still turn out to be popular. But that's how I feel about all that stuff. How do you guys feel? Please leave it in the comments. Please let me know what your take is on all this stuff as far as cancel culture. Do you think Donnell Rawlings or Corey Holcomb was in the wrong? Do you think that cancel culture is still real? And do you think it will ever go away? Let me know, because I love you guys and kind of your insights on things, and that helps me mold these videos. So please make sure to like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.